You have anything you want to know?
Yes, a couple of questions.
Okay.
I want to understand a little bit more about the pain of the chitta. We understand the pain of the body. So that's the first thing. The second question is, a liberated chitta, can it ever be tainted again?
No.
And why?
Because the reason for the mind being tainted is delusion, misunderstanding. Once you have wisdom, once you correct that misunderstanding, like the understanding that the world is flat. Before everybody thought the world was flat, so the mind is afraid of going overboard, going over the horizon, because they think they will fall off the earth, right?
Yes.
But now they have proved that it's not flat, it's round. So nobody is afraid of going up, around the edge anymore. So this is the same thing. Our delusion make us think that our desire are the cause of our happiness. We have to have desire in order to be happy, right? You have to have a desire to buy a camera. And once you get the camera, you feel very happy. But the Buddha said, actually your desire is the cause of your suffering, your pain, your mental pain. Because when you desire, you cannot remain content or at ease. You have to go buy that camera before you can feel content and happy. And if you cannot buy the camera, you feel disappointed. You become sad. See? So now the Buddha has proven that our mental pain arises from our desire. And so if we can stop our desire and never do what our desire asks us to do, then we will not have any mental pain.
And the reference from Ajahn about the primordial chitta, the very original chitta, so was that tainted, or was it?
Actually, when they say primordial, they don't mean that they are originally it was pure or anything like that. It means that if you can somehow bring the mind to the point where there is no defilement, but there was never a point in time, in reality, that the mind has no defilement. It always been covered by the defilement, like clouds that cover the sun or the moon. Yeah. But what they actually mean is, primordial means when you meditate and you can separate the clouds from the sun or the moon temporarily, then you're in that primordial state in which the mind has no cloud cover, has no defilement covering it. When you sit in samadhi, when your mind becomes fully concentrated and calm, the defilement will separate from the mind. So the mind becomes temporarily pure, bright, luminous. See?
As a temporary state.
Yeah. And as soon as you withdraw from your concentration, your defilements start to return to cover your mind. So what they mean by primordial state of mind is a mind that's in samadhi, the mind that is temporarily pure without the defilement. But the defilement hasn't yet been destroyed. It's just been suppressed by the strength of mindfulness. When the mind stops thinking, it cannot generate any defilement. The defilement only arises after the mind thinks. When the mind thinks in terms of delusion, So, like, think that to have a camera is very good for you, make you happy. So your desire for a camera will rise, and then you have to go buy a camera. See. So, and if you cannot buy the camera, you feel sad, or you feel disappointed, you feel bad. So you are creating this sadness or unhappiness by your own delusion, by thinking that you should have something to make you happy. When in fact the truth is, you should be happy without having anything. But you cannot, you don't know this. You've been always deceived by your own defilements that keep telling you that you have to have this, have that, and so forth. So you then have to go after what you think you should have.
Ajahn, this desire to get something, to achieve something, it seems to be the same sort of desire when you want to go for a material thing versus, say, a desire to go for Dharma activities. Is it, the feeling seems to be the same. Is it the same?
The feeling is the same, but the result is different. The good desire will bring you peace and contentment. The desire to go after Dharma, then you go after the Dharma, you go meditate. And when you meditate, your mind becomes peaceful and content. But the desire to get things can make you more addicted to things, get you to become an addict. You buy things and you start to buy more and more until you become a shopaholic. You have to keep buying to make you happy. So the Buddha did not say about the good desire. He said about the bad desire. He mentioned the three desires. First, the desire for self-indulgence, sensual gratification. The desire to become, like, be rich, be famous, and the desire not to be poor, not to be old, to be sick or die. These are the three desires that the Buddha said will cause pain in your mind when they arise. So you have to get rid of them. Like when you're sick, you have the desire to get well. And when you don't get well, you become sad. But if you accept the truth that right now you are sick, and whether you get well or not, that is up to the condition of the body. And if you just accept the sickness as it is, and maybe if you can fix it, fix it. But when you are still not well, you just have to accept it for what it is. Then you will not feel sick in the mind. You won't feel painful in the mind. Your mind will become peaceful and content with being sick.
When do you stop? I mean, because clearly with medicine today, there's so many different alternatives. When is it?
Well, you have to look at the point that regardless how much you do, you eventually you're gonna die anyway.
Right.
So you have to use rationality. If you can still cure it, fix it, cure it. But first of all, you have to kill your mind first. Make your mind accept death and accept sickness, and that you can take it either way. You can fix it or you don't have to fix it. If you can fix it, fix it. If you cannot fix it, just live with it. So you have to fix the mind first by trying to let the mind face the sickness, the pain of the body, without trying to get rid of it. You want to get rid of the desire to get rid of the sickness or the pain of the body. Once you get rid of that desire, then when the body gets sick or get painful, your mind will still remain peaceful and content.
Does that not mean that you stop taking medicine because you don't
No,
desire to
you get rid of the emotional part of your mind. You can still take the medicine if you want to. If you have it, if you have the ability to take the medicine. But if you are in a place where you cannot get medicine, then you say, well, the hell with it.
So,
Yeah, because eventually you're gonna die anyway. So, see, there will be no emotional. The mind can take it either way. If it's available, take it. If it's not available, the mind is not going to struggle just to kill the body. Because the mind knows that eventually, no matter how you struggle, you cannot stop the body from being dead. So once you have come to terms with death and sickness, then you can take it either way. If you can kill it, fine. If you can protect the body, okay. But if you cannot kill it, you cannot protect it, then you just let it be. Either way, you feel the same. You can take both ways. So you have to go. First, you have to tame your mind to be able to remain calm and peaceful by mindfulness meditation. Once you have strong mindfulness, then you can keep the mind calm. And then when you have sickness, you just use mindfulness. And the wisdom of the Buddha that teaches us not to get rid of the pain, not to have the desire to get rid of pain. Just let the pain be. And just remain calm and peaceful with mindfulness. Then you just leave the body alone. The same way with death. When you come face to face with death, the Buddha said, don't run away. Don't have the desire to not to die. Just accept death for what it is. And use mindfulness to calm and stable your mind. To face that reality. Because the mind doesn't die anyway. It's the body that dies. And the body is not the mind, and the mind is not the body. But due to delusion, the mind thinks it is the body. So the mind becomes afraid of death. But the Buddha has discovered that the mind is not the body. When the body dies, the mind doesn't die with the body. So you can use that as insight and teach your mind, say, you're not dying, it's the body that is dying. You're still alive and well, regardless of whether the body lives or not lives. So you can let it go.
Is that pain experienced by the mind, or is pain experienced by the body? Oh.
The pain belongs to the body, but the mind is like a doctor who watches the mind has a monitor that also can measure the intensity of the pain. See? But the mind is not the one who is in pain. It is the body that's in pain. The mind just measure or monitor that pain.
So the mind never experiences pain?
Only the pain that the mind creates out of its own desire. Say, is this pain that caused the mind to become unbearable?
The longing, the wanting stuff. That's the pain of
that's the pain of the citta.
Right.
That caused the pain in the citta, in the mind. That caused the suffering of the mind. See? But if you have no longing, you have no desire, no cravings, then the mind will just remain calm and peaceful. And then you'll see that the pain is only in the body. Let me check the sound first. เป็นไงเสียงตอนนี้ดังแล้วไหมอ๋อเปลี่ยนอันเก่าดังเป็นปกติแล้วใช่ไหม Okay. So what you want to do is You want to train your mind to face pain and death by sitting in one position and until the body becomes painful. Then you have to stop the desire that arises, because it will be automatic. As soon as there's pain, there's aversion in the mind. The mind says, hell, let's get away from it, let's move. But you say, if you move, then you have to keep on moving. And eventually one day you'll come to a time when you cannot move. Like when you get sickness. No matter how you move your body, the pain will still linger, will still be there. And you will be suffering. The mind will be suffering if your mind doesn't stop the desire to get rid of the pain. See? So instead of getting rid of the pain, you come and get rid of your desire instead, by using mindfulness to stop your mind from thinking about the pain, and by using the wisdom that the Buddha has discovered, that to have the desire to get rid of the pain will cause more suffering in the mind. So you eventually when you can use something to prevent the mind from thinking about the pain. Like you can use a mantra, just repeating a mantra, and then your mind will stay away from thinking about the pain. When the mind doesn't think of the pain, then there's no desire for the pain to disappear. So when there's no desire, then there's no suffering in the mind. The mind remains peaceful and calm, just like when you are now. Even the pain can be so intense, your mind will still be just like before there is pain in the body. If you can have mindfulness to stop the mind from creating desire for the pain.
So you are aware of the pain, but
not desiring, not just leave the pain alone. So the only thing you can do is just to sit and wait and for the pain to rise and cease on its own, by itself. That's why you have to sit a long time. When you feel painful, you don't move, you don't get up, you just use the mind, use mindfulness to concentrate on something to stop your mind from desiring and thinking about the pain. When your mind don't think about the pain or the desire, then no suffering in the mind, no pain in the mind. What is unbearable is not the physical pain, but the mental pain that arises from the desire to get rid of the physical pain. It's the same kind of mental pain that you suffer with other kind of desire. When you have the desire to get rid of someone and they're still there, you cannot get rid of them. You feel the same. You feel the same mental pain. Or the desire to get something and you cannot get what you want, you feel the same kind of mental pain. See? So they all arise from this desire to have or not to have. You desire to have something, somebody, and you cannot get them, then you become unhappy. Or the desire to get rid of someone or something, when you cannot get rid of them, you become unhappy again. So this is the way to deal with things that happen to you, to your body, is to just remain calm and leave everything alone. Things come and go. Body dies and ceases. The body will born and die. So there's nothing you can do about it.
So it seems the less you interfere, that's the idea, right?
Right.
The less you just let things.
If you interfere, you must interfere with a rational mind, not an emotional mind. You can interfere without having any desire. You use the rationality. You say, if I do this, things might be better. Okay, but I will not get emotional about it. I try to do it, and if I cannot do it, then I stop. See, then this is okay. You're not emotionally involved, but you are rationally involved. You can still be involved rationally, but not emotionally. Like if I want that camera from you, if I ask you and if you give it to me, okay. If I ask you and you don't give it to me, okay. So I know I don't get it, but I won't go and steal it from you or go and buy one for myself. I just let it be. It just means I cannot have that camera, and that's it. I accept the truth of that.
So that means you're not attached to the outcome? Is that kind of like...
Yeah, in a way. But if you do it and you know it will be good for people, for you and me, sometimes we live together, there are things we have to do to make it harmonious. Then we have to talk, we have to make adjustment. If you do something wrong, I have to tell you, this is not the way to do it. And if you accept and change your way, okay, I accept that. Then we're both okay. If I tell you and you don't want to change, you want to what you do, okay also. If I cannot live with you, then I just go somewhere else, and you can stay here. But if I have more power, I can tell you to go, and you go. See. But I won't, be emotionally disturbed by what you do, whether you stay or whether you go.
Very useful word.
So you can still do things, but you do it rationally. You don't do it emotionally. You don't get angry at people when you tell them to do something and they don't do it. You have the duty or the what you call responsibility to tell people to do something, and if they do it, fine. If they don't do it, okay, But if you have the what you call the way to force them to do it, then you use that to force them to do it if you can.
Because it's good.
Yeah, like if you steal some money, so we have to say you have to stop. If you don't stop, then we maybe have to report it to the police, and then the police will take you away. Something like that. But if we cannot report, and there's nothing we can do because you're bigger than me, and then I just have to, let you be okay. If you want to kill me, if I can prevent it, I'll try to. But if I cannot, then it's just I just take it as it's my time to die. Because eventually I will have to die.
But we'll still defend ourselves in that situation.
Defend in a way that doesn't break the precepts. I won't go kill you in order to prevent me from being killed by you. I might hide somewhere, run away, go away. But if you come after me, you still can come after me. Then, if I cannot hide, if I cannot run away, then I just have to face the reality, accept reality. But the mind will still remain calm and peaceful. Like the Venerable Moggallana, the Buddha's second chief disciple. He also had karma in the past. He killed someone in the past life. So in this life, this particular person come after his life. And he said that if he wants to use his special powers, he could run away, shield himself from this person. But But he said this person will still keep coming after him until he can kill him. Then the karma will be neutralized, will finish. Yeah. So he decided not to run away, not to use his special powers to shield himself from this person. He just let this person kill him. But he knows that the thing that dies is not himself. Himself is the mind, doesn't die with the body. And the body is not him, so he's not afraid to lose the body. Because eventually he's going to have to lose it anyway, whether by being killed or by sickness or by old age. So to him it makes no difference how he dies. But he's not going to live by cowering or hiding or being always afraid. This is what I mean, not being emotionally involved. And he used his rationality, and he sees that regardless of how he try to hide or try to run away, this person will still keep coming after him. So it's no use to run away or hide. So just live normally, and if the person should come and kill him, he just let him do it.
That's pretty heavy karma for the person who did it.
I know, so don't try to kill other people.
Sure.
When you kill other people, you make that person mad. He didn't die with his body, and he remembers you. See, next time he sees you, he's gonna go after you. Like the Devadatta goes up after the Buddha 3 times. But the Buddha has a lot of special gift, and he could protect himself from death by other people, but not by killing the other person or running away. He has the power of persuasion. When Devadatta sent people to kill him, he talked to those people and eventually persuaded them not to kill him. And when he sent an elephant to stomp on him, he used his power of compassion, or loving kindness. The elephant could feel that radiating from the Buddha. So instead of getting angry or hate the Buddha, the elephant loved the Buddha instead. And when he tried to roll a big rock from the mountain down to crush the body, he missed it. Only had a fragment of the rock hitting the foot of the Buddha. That's all that he could do. But the Buddha wasn't afraid, wasn't emotionally involved with the incident. He just remained calm and peaceful. And he never got angry or resentful of Devadatta's action. Because he has no defilement. His mind is completely under control by the strength of the Dhamma, by mindfulness and wisdom. So this is what you have to develop, mindfulness and wisdom. Once you have it, then you can control your mind to be permanently stable, peaceful and calm and happy. That's what we call Nibbana, the supreme happiness. Okay.
Personalities and the chitta. Is there personality in the chitta? As in, are all the chittas different?
Personality are built by what you do in your lifetime, and you accumulate them until it becomes personality. Some people like to do something, and they keep doing it until it becomes a personality. See?
Is that the chitta itself that takes?
Yeah, it's the chitta that's the one who accumulates all these traits and characteristics.
And that travels with you from one life to another?
Yeah. The way you talk, you might look different, but every time you have a body, you will talk like this. I can give you an example. I know somebody, and I haven't seen them for 30 or 40 years. When he came, I saw his face and I couldn't recognize him. But when he talks, I could recognize him. Because his talk doesn't change with the body, with the physical appearance of the body. Because the talk comes from the mind. See? The way you talk, the way you laugh, the way you cry. It's different for each individual, right? But the body can change, the appearance of the body could change. If you don't see somebody for 30, 40 years, you might not recognize the body. But as soon as that body starts to speak, then you recognize the pattern of the sound, the voice, how he speaks it, how he or she speaks it. And you say, yeah, I can remember you. Try it. If you cannot see, if someone you see and you cannot recognize him, wait until they talk. Then you say, oh yeah, okay. So this is what goes with the mind. See? The way you talk, the thing you like, the thing you don't like, it goes with the mind. So when you're born in this life, you have to be told by your father what you should like or not. You should not like. You choose what you like, right? The colors, the way you use your hand. Which hand do you use? This comes from your mind. See, if you used to be left-handed, you'll be left-handed in this life, and you'll be left-handed in your next life. If you used to like apple, you will like apple in your next life. If you hate mangoes, next life you'll hate mangoes. Like you hate and like in this life, right? There are things you hate, right, without people telling you to hate. And there are things that you like that people don't have to tell you to like. This comes with the mind, see. The body is only a robot. Then the mind uses it to takes the mind to do things. And the robot, different by different mind, is like a car, driven by different people. Two persons drive the same car and they can drive differently. Because the driver who drives the car has its own peculiar way of driving a car. So it's the same way with the body. The body is like a car, and the mind that drives the body has its own peculiar way of driving the body.
John, sorry for so many questions. I got one more. Innate skills of talents, what they call. Is that from the mind as well?
Yeah, that's where you've been developed. If you used to be a composer in your past life, you will find composing easy for you. If you used to be a painter in previous life, you'll find painting easy for you. If you used to be a mathematician, you'll find mathematics easy for you. It's the same thing.
Can you bring it up, or is it just
automatic? It's automatic. When you take math classes, if you used to be a math whiz, you'll be a math whiz in this life. But if you have to go paint something, you won't be able to paint because you never liked painting in your past life, and you never learned to paint properly. But with some other people, they like painting. They used to paint a lot. So in this life, when they start painting, they can paint some really good pictures.
So you can learn. You
can learn, and you can dislearn also. Like if you in this life you used to be left-handed, then something happened to your hand, left hand, you lost your left arms, what you do? Then you have to learn to use your right hand, right? Then if you keep using it, then eventually you will be able to use both hands. You can be either left-handed or right-handed. But you still might have your preference. It depends on which one is much more comfortable to you. We always do things in a way that is comfortable, right? We don't want to do things that make us feel discomfort. So anything that we're not used to, we don't like to do it. We like to do things that we're used to do. And this is what we call habit. Yeah?
That doesn't mean we shouldn't challenge ourselves.
Well, you should ask yourself whether this thing that you do is good or bad for you. See? So like, if you're born and you like drinking, then you have to ask, drinking, is it good for you or bad for you? If you don't know, but someone tells you that drinking is bad for you, then you can try to resist, try to stop drinking. But it's not easy, because when you try to break something, break a habit, you have to force yourself to break it. That's why people go to Alcoholics Anonymous. They need someone to support or to help them stop drinking. See, if you come to the temple, they tell you to keep the 5 precepts and meditate. See, if you can meditate, then you can stop your mind, because when you stop your mind, then your mind will then stop the desire. Every time you have the desire to drink, just meditate instead. Then after a while, your desire will disappear. Because the nature of the desire is such that if you do not follow what your desire asks you to do, then your desire will become weakened, and eventually it will disappear. But if you do what your desire asks you to do, then your desire will become stronger. That's why you have to drink more and more to satisfy your mind.
Thank you. I'm aware that there are lots of people wanting to ask questions as well.
Okay, no problem. They can understand English. เป็นไงเสียงดีใช่ไหมทางบ้านมีใครรายงานมาป่ะ
ก็มีรายงานมาบอกว่าเสียงชัดเจนเหมือนเดิมแล้วค่ะ
เสียงผู้ชายก็ได้ยินชัด See, we are testing, we are using the new what you call amplifier that's attached on top of the camera to pick up the sounds of everybody. We need this amplifier, and the old one broke down, so we bought a new one to replace it. But the new one cannot pick the sound of other people as strongly as my sound, my voice. So we have to switch it back to the old one.
Will be a good test.
Yeah. ก็เมื่อกี้เปลี่ยนนานไหมไม่นานใช่ไหม
ไม่นานค่ะ
ก็ยังที่พูดนี้ก็ยังมีเสียงอยู่ใช่ไหมจะได้ให้โบตัดออกเป็นอีกคลิปหนึ่งเป็นภาษาอังกฤษ Layperson from Australia. Then we can cut this portion and put it in the YouTube. Have you seen the YouTube, the Dhamma in English channel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. Every time we have a Westerner or person who speaks English, then we'll cut this English portion and post it in the Dhamma in English.
Very useful. Thank you.
Okay.
Very useful.
โทนี่มาแล้วเหรอมาจากลาสเวกัส How are you, Tony?
โทนี่ถามมาว่า How are you?
Fine. Happy to hear from you again. Have you any question? Not yet, huh?
มีถามมา2 คำถาม
Okay.
Question from Tony on YouTube Live.
Number one, do you have many Westerners who become monks in your monastery?
Right now we have one German monk, two American monks, one French monk, and one Singaporean monk, and one Brazilian monk. Yeah. That's about all we have right now. But we have a steady newcomer, people who are interested. Right now we have one Canadian who also wants to be ordained here. But to be ordained here, they have to stay as a white rober for at least 1 year to make sure that they like to stay here. Because we require that once you ordain, you have to stay with us for 5 years. This to prevent your mind from become restless. Yeah. Normally your mind wants to roam around, and it's not good for the mind to be restless, roaming around. So you have to force the mind to stay put, to stay in one place. It's part of the Buddha's instruction for new monks. Every new monk should stay with a teacher for at least 5 years before he can become independent and do or go where he wants to go. But the first 5 years, a new monk is like a new baby. It needs the care and instruction of the parent to nurture it, to raise it properly. So I did this with my teacher. When I went to stay with Luang Ta Mahabua, I had to spend 5 years without going anywhere. Stay in the monastery. Except for emergency, medical reason or family reason. Somebody in the family died or got sick and you have to go, maybe pay a visit or something like that. But otherwise, he won't let us go anywhere. The mind would like to wander, like to roam. After it stays in a place for a while, it becomes restless. And the way to get rid of your restlessness is to meditate, not to do what your restlessness asks you to do. Because when you're restless and you do what your restlessness asks you to do, you will become more restless. When you get to where you want to go, then you want to go somewhere else. So you just keep going around, running around, and you'll never succeed in your meditation. So in order to succeed, you have to stay put in one place and fight this restlessness with meditation, with mindfulness. If you can stop your mind from thinking, then your restlessness will disappear. Your restlessness arises from your desire, from what you think. When you think of some place, you want to go there. And when you cannot go there, you become restless. Yeah. Okay, the next question.
Question number 2. How can I not be as depressed with life and more happy?
You have to lessen your defilements, your desire. See? The reason why you are depressed is because you cannot do what your desire asks you to do. When you want to get something and you cannot get what you want, you become depressed. Yeah. So if you meditate, you can stop your desire, and then you don't have to do anything. Yeah. So try to do a lot of meditation, and then you will make your desire become less, and it will make you feel happier. The more you can meditate, the more happy you become. And the way to meditate successfully is to have mindfulness. You have to constantly focus your mind on something to keep your mind from thinking about other things. You can use watching your body as a means of maintaining mindfulness. Watch your bodily activity, every movement of your body, regardless of what you do. Just be aware of what you are doing. Watch it. Be aware of what you're doing. Watch what you're doing. When you're eating, just watch the eating. When you are taking a shower or dressing, walking, sitting, or doing whatever you do with the body, just watch those activities. Don't let your mind go think about some other things. If you can concentrate, then when you sit in meditation, then you can watch your breath. And then if you're not thinking about the other thing, your mind will become completely concentrated. And then the mind will become peaceful and calm and happy. So this is the way to get rid of your depression. And this is the way of making you happy all the time. You don't need to have anything. All you need is mindfulness. So please reply that you have heard my instruction.
โทนี่ตอบกลับมาค่ะ
ว่าไง
I have heard อาจารย์ thank you.
Okay. Try it. See what it's like here. The most important thing is mindfulness. Try to prevent your mind from thinking aimlessly. Okay.
เชิญส่งคำถามมา
ชาลันเนี่ยชาลันมาจากศรีลังกา Another foreigner from Sri Lanka named Chalan. How are you, Chalan? What can I do for you today?
Question from Sharon. อาจารย์ one day per week in English would help many of us to listen and learn Dhamma. If possible, kindly see to our request. Thank you.
I have to have someone who speaks English to talk to me. I cannot just speak English by myself because the people who are here, they all speak Thai. See? Like today, we have a gentleman from Australia, so I could speak English to him. So if you go back to the start of the clip, it will be in English. But I need someone to instigate my Dhamma. Normally I find it easier if someone asks me a question, then I try to explain to them. But if I have to initiate the speech myself, sometimes I don't know where to begin. But I can do it, but I don't feel as comfortable as doing it with someone else, asking questions. So just come in every week and ask me questions to instigate the English session. Okay? And when I finish and you're not satisfied, send in more questions. And then we can continue with the English session this way. You can keep sending me questions.
Sharon reply มาค่ะ
Okay.
Thank you อาจารย์
Okay. So just send in questions. Anytime you want to listen to Dhamma talk, just prepare some questions and then ask me, or prepare some topics you want me to talk about. Then I can talk about those topics.
หมดแล้วค่ะ